Hey everybody, welcome to the Coyote Country Lodge. I'm David Herring, host of the TV show Coyote Country, and I'm going to be walking you through, step by step, how to hunt coyotes through this series. So we're going to start at the very beginning, the very basics of it, if you guys want to get out there and start hunting coyotes. So coyotes themselves are an incredibly smart, adaptable animal. They can live in virtually any environment, including major cities. They can live in parks. They can live in the desert. There are coyotes everywhere. So when you get out there, you don't need to worry about wiping them out because that's never going to happen. I want to say the stats for that is if 75% of them got wiped out 1 year, within 1 year, they're going to be back to the same numbers that they were when they first started. So like I said, they're incredibly adaptable. They can survive through virtually anything. But as coyote hunters, we do need to manage those numbers and try to keep them better in balance. So it does help, even though this is considered a sport, that it does actually help to get out there and try to manage them as coyote hunters. So knowing that, coyotes' vision, hearing, and sense of smell are the three things that we have to kind of try to work with and work around in order to call coyotes in. So when you're out there and you want to start calling in coyotes, obviously you got to start thinking about the gear you're going to need to take with you to be successful and call them in. It starts with, you need a rifle. Obviously you need some way to shoot them. But beyond that, you're going to need either a hand call or an electronic caller. You got to have some way to call these things in, otherwise it's never going to happen. There's decoys and several other things which I'll talk about in later episodes, but right now I'm going to keep it as basic as I can just to give you guys a little bit of background and what to start thinking about as you're getting ready to go out there. So you need your call. And what you're going to want to do when you go out there, obviously you have to kind of find areas that coyotes are in. We found that they're a lot of times in pockets. So there'll be multiple coyotes together. Not saying there's not going to be just one lone coyote roaming around, because that definitely happens. But a lot of times they live in packs, hunt in packs, and stay together as kind of a family unit. So you got to kind of keep that in mind. So when we go out there, we scout around and we're looking for coyote signs. And what I mean by that is you're looking for coyote tracks in the dirt. So we walk the roads a lot. We'll look out the window as we're driving in the truck down the road and try to find coyote tracks. The more tracks you see tells us that that's an area that the coyotes are living in. The other thing to look for is scat, which is poop. So they tend to poop on the edge of the roads or on the roads themselves. When you start seeing tons of signs like that, that is where coyotes are in and around all the time. So once you've identified where coyotes are going to be, you need to find some place to set up. So when you sit down, we call it a stand. You're going to want to set up your stand to where you can either see over the tops of bushes if they're really, really tall, or if there's no bushes or real low, like fields and stuff like that, you can sit on the ground. But what you want to do when you sit down, you don't want to sit on top of a hill. That's rule number one. If you sit right at the top of the hill, you're going to have the best vantage, but they're going to see you. You're going to be skylining like a tree on top of a hill. So you want to sit about 3/4 of the way down on whatever hill you're sitting on. That way that you're not being skylined. Try to have something behind you, either bushes, rim rock, trees. If you can sit inside bushes just a little bit, that's always great, because what it's going to do is it's going to break up your silhouette to make it much harder for them to see you when they start coming in and when they get really close. Two other real big factors that you want to think about when you're looking for stands and trying to pick stands is where's the sun at? Ideally, you want the sun behind you. That way you're not staring at the sun. It's really, really hard to see when the sun's in your face. So you want to flip that around. You want the sun to be in their face. It also does another great thing is it lights them up. If it's a bright sunny day and that coyote's coming in, the white on their chest really, really stands out like a bright Christmas tree. It makes them much easier to see. So you want to have the sun to your back if you can. If you can't, wind is the other factor. You always want the better wind. So if you have to give up something, give up the sun. Just try to not look directly into the sun if you can. Maybe have it off to your right or left at worst case scenario. But wind is critical. They rely on sense of smell mostly when they're out hunting, and that's their defense. They try to work to the downwind side. So what you want to do when you're setting up is you want the wind to be coming straight at you, which is called a headwind. That way they're not going to be able to pick up your scent. No matter how much scent control you do, you always have some kind of scent that they're able to detect even on days that virtually have no wind. So you want the wind to either be coming straight at you as a headwind, or you can do a crosswind, which is kind of going diagonal, or right to left. Those are called crosswinds. Work really well, especially in high wind days. These are all things, more advanced things that I'll cover later on. But basically, sun to your back, wind to your face, sit about 3/4 up on whatever hill. That way you have the best vantage to see them coming in. But those are the basic steps. So you guys want to get out there and hunt coyotes, it's great. These are the kind of things I want you guys to start thinking about as you're getting ready to go out and hunt coyotes. So if you like what you see here, make sure to follow us or make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Coyote Country TV. Or if you guys want to catch our show on television, go to our website at coyotecountry.tv. From there, you can get dates and air times. So when you're out there, remember, it's always better being in the field than it is sitting home on the couch.